Hey, Jacksonville, what is up?
Welcome to the 5-Star Design Show. Remember, life is too short for boring backyards.
That's right. That's why at 5-Star Design, we're about creating really cool projects. If you want us to come to your house and give you a backyard makeover, call us at 962-7378 or visit us on the web at 5startvshow.com. You can look at all of our projects and also our old episodes. And as always, remember, dare to do something cool with your backyard.
Up next on the 5-Star Design Show, we're going to give you a simple patio and some curb appeal. Our homeowners want both a front and a backyard makeover. Watch as we take another bland space and turn it into an outdoor paradise.
So with today's show, we got a real treat for you. Not only are we going to show you a backyard makeover, but we're also going to show you how to create some great curb appeal.
The Dills are a wonderful couple and they're so proud of their home. They really just want a great backyard retreat that they can relax in.
So the Dills wish list includes a nice patio, a grilling area, an arbor, and like I said, creating some curb appeal in the front of their house. So once again, it's up to the 5-Star Design team to give the homeowners exactly what they want.
So let's go gather the team and get started.
Let's go.
So let's go ahead and get started with the front of the house.
Yeah, you know, with curb appeal projects, we run into this all the time. The front door is set back so far and the garage is dominant, and the walkway always ends up looking like an afterthought. So we're going to see if we can jazz up the front of this house by using Tony's 3 rules of curb appeal.
Tony, you're making the rules now? That is scary.
Rule number 1, roll out the red carpet.
Oh, now let's just stop right there. I don't think red carpet's going to work at all. You remember we went into that red house and it was just gross.
Yvette, I'm talking about rolling out the red carpet. Like, a good design test is when you drive up in your car, you want to know exactly where to park, exactly where to go, and you want to set the tone for your house. Curb appeal is so important.
Oh, that kind of red carpet. So what do you mean specifically for this project?
Well, you know, the boring concrete walkway, we're going to need to blow this thing up, change the material, and come in just with a larger walkway. And then we're going to have to use rule number 2 of Tony's 3 rules of curb appeal.
Rule number 2.
So rule number 2 is that we want to create an outdoor foyer.
Tony, you don't even know how to spell foyer.
I know, you're totally right about that, but I know how to design a foyer.
Wait a minute, I thought a foyer was on the inside of your home.
It is, but we want to create an outside foyer, and basically what I'm talking about is so many times the entrance area is too small. We want to create a generous area where people can say, you know, hello and goodbye comfortably. So we're going to create a generous area outside the front door. This is also a great opportunity where we can put in some curves to soften up the harshness of the house. And I'm thinking about creating some steps. This is also going to give the house more prominence.
So now we have our foyer, which brings us to Tony's rule number 3 of curb appeal. So what is that, Tony?
No, you have to say it like this, Yvette. Tony's 3 rules of curb appeal.
Whatever.
No, rule number 3 is let the landscape out. Who let the landscape out? Who let the landscape out? Who?
Tony, I so worry about you sometimes.
No, seriously, you want to bring your landscape out and away from the house. Everybody takes their landscape and jams it up against their house.
So Tony, we've made it through your 3 rules. Let's go take a look at the backyard.
All right, let's go.
All right, Tony, I've had enough of the front yard. It's just over and done with. Now we're in the backyard, and we get to talk about my 3 rules. Do you want to hear my 3 rules? Okay, well, I'll tell them to you anyway. Number 1, I get to be the boss. Number 2, I get to shop as much as I want. And number 3, well, you're a dork, always.
Okay, for the back, we're gonna go ahead and just bring out a patio, keep it simple. It's gonna be really cool, you're gonna like it.
Hey, what about my 3 rules?
So for the back, we're just gonna bring a patio out. We're gonna keep it really simple. It's gonna be cool, you're gonna like it. So we're gonna go ahead and bring out a simple patio with a seating wall and have an arbor over the top of that. Then also we'll have an outdoor eating area and then just do something kind of cool with their existing concrete slab. All right, so now we have a rough plan. Let's just forget about all the rules and just make it happen.
Well, I'm not gonna forget about rule number 3, but okay.
The Dills are a wonderful couple who would love to add curb appeal to their front yard and design a relaxing backyard retreat. They've asked us to create some curb appeal and a patio, grill area, and arbor for their backyard. Let's go to the design studio and make it happen.
Alright, so with this project, not only are we doing a backyard makeover, but remember, we're also dealing with the front of the house. So now we're in the design studio, we've had our mandatory 26 cups of coffee, and we're ready to get into the design. So let's take a look at the front yard first.
The front door vanishes because it's set so far back, and the garage just dominates. So we're going to create a paver walkway with pleasing curves. Also, to give weight to the entrance, we're going to create a generous landing here in the front, or what we would call an outdoor foyer. We're also going to add some low steps to add prominence to the front of the house. And lastly, we're going to install a pergola with a little path underneath to help give some prominence to the front door. And this is good because we're also going to build a matching one in the rear to frame the preserve and give depth to the property.
Alright, so we're talking about curb appeal. Clients will call me up all the time and say, I want curb appeal in front of my house. But then they say, just plant some plants. It's not about the plants. I love plants. I study plants. I know about them. But when you're talking about curb appeal, it's about the architecture. That's why we're coming in with the hardscaping up to the front door. And we're creating steps to give the house a lot of prominence. And the pergola to give the entrance emphasis. This is what the curb appeal is. It's not, Yvette, it's not just about the plants. It's about the architecture and the hardscaping, baby. If you want the curb appeal, you gotta go with that. You get so much more bang for your buck.
All right, well, you heard it. So let's move on to the backyard. We have a couple of really cool things planned for the backyard. First of all, they have an existing slab. So over a part of that, we're going to build the patio. So it's going to give it a little bit of terracing, and we're going to bring it out into the yard so that they actually use some of this space.
It is going to be really cool too. You know, they had that existing slab, so we're going to come in and cut some design squares into it and stain it. It's just going to be a really cool, funky, pizzazz little patio area, so I really think it's going to be awesome.
And then out here framing the patio, we're going to add a seating wall and an arbor, which is just going to make a great outdoor room.
Yeah, Yvette, I can't wait to see this seating wall. It's really going to hold in the space. And then we're going to go ahead and plant some viburnum behind the seating wall and a lot of landscaping, hopefully to give a lot of privacy from that neighbor.
And you know, Tony, the other thing that's going to promote that feeling of privacy is the arbor. It's going to just help enclose the space and just create a nice, simple, cozy place. Yeah, Tony, another room that we're going to create for the Dills is an outdoor kitchen. This will really just complete the space.
Yeah, and talk about completing the space. This is where we're going to put the matching pergola from the front yard. That way we're going to give continuity all the way through the project.
You know, Tony, continuity is important, and we're going to use the same pavers for the patio that we used for the walkway in the front yard.
Yeah, but now let's talk about the materials we're going to use for this project.
Okay.
First, let's talk about the seating wall. Oh my God, it's heavy. This is going to be the stone that we're going to use on the face of the seating wall.
It is beautiful. You know, Tony, natural stone adds so much depth to the project.
Oh my gosh, it's heavy. I got to put it down. All right, and this is the cap we're gonna use. It's the Rosa flagstone. This stuff is just gorgeous.
That is beautiful, but Tony, it's so rough. What about when you're sitting down and your leg rubs up on that?
You're right, we gotta come in here and we're gonna grind it and give a rounded edge on the seating wall part and just leave the natural texture on top. It's gonna be awesome. And look how good it looks with these pavers we've selected. There's just gonna be so much color and texture. It's gonna be a place you wanna hang out.
It will be. Wow, that sounds fantastic, Tony. All we need to add is some landscaping and we are done.
I know, it's awesome. Looks like we wrapped up another design. So what's next, Yvette?
Well, up next, the moment you've all been waiting for, the reveal.